Hello and welcome to Bloodhouse, the show where we talk about art house horror movies. I'm your host, Joshua Conkle. I am not joined by my co-hostess with the mostest, Drusilla Adeline. She is recovering from surgery, and we wish her well. I have heard from her. She's doing well and happy and watching movies and reading paperbacks. But I am joined by friend of the pod, friend of me, writer and artist, Christian Tucci. Hi.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. How are you? What's going on?
I'm doing all right. It's freezing in LA.
Mm-hmm.
It's
very cold.
Maybe 55 degrees, which is frigid.
It's like Alaska.
Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like every Sunday morning, which is when we're recording this,
yeah,
I have this one. I honestly, truly believe every single Sunday morning, my neighbors like get into this huge fight, and the woman is always screaming. She's out on the sidewalk and she's always screaming. So that was happening earlier again, this morning, but
that's
seems to be settled now. Yeah.
I saw this documentary once that I was obsessed with and I've always wanted to do something with, but it's called Shut Up Little Man. And basically this punk band in San Francisco in the 90s were all living in this shitty apartment. And in the apartment next door, there was an elderly gay couple who was always screaming at each other. And one of them would always say, "Shut up, little man." And I guess the fights were kind of funny to these guys. So they started recording them on cassette tapes. And then those cassette tapes went around the punk scene, basically, like copies of copies of copies. And it became like a comic strip and a play in Los Angeles and like this whole thing. And these men never knew about it at all.
You have maybe told me about this because this sounds vaguely familiar, but I would never recognize that title. But the concept sounds really familiar. So
the title is so good.
It's the best part of it.
I know. And they have like very funny, like old gay man voices too.
Yeah, that's
so
funny.
It's like, "Shut up, little man, I can't stand you," or whatever. They're like very effeminate. So good.
That's incredible.
Yeah. How are you? Have you been watching anything cool or doing anything cool?
Yeah, I mean, I've just been working on a lot of my own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My own writing and stuff, which is fun. I don't know. Sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's fucking hard.
Yeah,
right now it's really hard. Right now it's like not going well at all. It's a huge, I'm in a big writer's block kind of place, but I don't know. I'm watching The White Lotus, and I just also finished Bake Off, and both of those I'm very passionate about.
Yeah, I also. So just so you know, listener, Christian used to work for Cake Boss, was it?
No, wow.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah, Ace of Cakes.
Ace of Cakes. So Christian was a sculpture major and is a very talented artist, but would make these like incredible cakes, sometimes of shitty things that I'm sure you didn't want to make, like Minions or whatever.
Yeah. And fucking Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, but amazingly talented. So no wonder that you love Bake Off. I watched it too. Yeah. I just finished it on Friday.
I mean, I love Bake Off, but almost as the antithesis to. Well, it's not really. I guess they do they'll decorate and they'll do some kind of sculpted stuff sometimes too. But it's so charmingly unprofessional too. Like their stuff. I mean, it's interesting because they're like, these are amateur bakers, and it's meant to be like, it's like, though, but their skill level baking wise is like really advanced. Like you have to know, I assume you have to know so much shit, or even if they're primed ahead of time with like, this is what you're going to be doing. That's so much work and so much prep work to be put onto amateur bakers. Like I just don't. It seems insane. So it's really impressive. I don't bake ever. Everyone I think makes that mistake because I decorated cakes for years, but I am not a baker. So I don't know how to do any of that shit. So it's all very impressive.
People also breeze over the fact that it's really scary when a camera is on you too. If you're not,
Yeah.
I mean, even if you are used to it, I mean, that just adds a whole other level. I think the reason that show is so nice is that in the UK, you can't win money for reality shows.
Yeah.
So they really are just doing it for the love, and they all like keep their jobs, and they only film on the weekends, and then they practice all week. So it is like a very homegrown sort of warm and fuzzy affair.
They just had the finale, and it was nice that they like noted on the show, like, you know, after 2 years of COVID restrictions, we can finally like invite family and friends back to the tent for the finale, and it was like really heartwarming. So,
yeah, it was a really good season.
It's just a good. It's like that show just like felt confident that they're like, we don't actually need manufactured drama. Like, it will just be cute and charming, and that's enough for people to watch. And it's true.
Yeah,
it's
and
like
they're so
really
kind to
nice
each other, and yeah, it's such a sweet show. It feels really good to watch that.
Something like fucking any American cooking show or baking show, it's just like, give me a break. Like, I don't need like production just like amps up this pressure. People scream, you know. I'm just like, who needs this? It's I guess some people love it, but it's just like, I just love being able to like relax with something relaxing.
Totally. Yeah. I'm not usually like that, but Bake Off is one of my exceptions.
Yeah, your like, comfort is blood-curdling screams.
Horror movies. Like, Joel will be like, let's watch something light. And I'm like, I really actually don't want to. Like, I'd rather go read a horrible novel than watch Abbott Elementary.
I remember being with you once when I don't know why we did this, but for some reason we watched... What did we watch? We watched While You Were Sleeping, and you hated it.
I hated it.
You were like so uncomfortable, as if like the equivalent of a normal person watching like a really effective horror movie.
Let me tell you, While You Were Sleeping is the most stressful movie I've ever sat through in my life. I remember why we watched it, because you wanted to write a rom-com, and you were watching like all of these old classic rom-coms, of which I've seen none. So While You Were Sleeping was basically the first rom-com I ever watched since the 90s, probably. And I was like, why is she lying to everybody? Like, if she would only tell the truth, all of this would go away. And I was like, he's going to wake up and he's going to find out. And I was like so on the edge of my seat and stressed out by While You're Sleeping. I could watch Freddy Krueger murder 100 people and not break a sweat, but that movie really got under my skin.
That's interesting. I think it's interesting because I think I'm trying to think through like rom-coms, like they almost all are predicated on like someone lying about their identity somehow.
Yeah. And it's very classic, like, the importance of being earnest. What's his face? Oscar Wilde. It's a classic plot device that comes from Oscar Wilde, who also wrote rom-coms, frankly. But I don't like it. It's stressful to me. I don't get it. Joel also made me watch Sleepless in Seattle when we started dating, which I similarly disliked, although it's not as stressful. And people always think because I'm from Seattle that I must love Sleepless in Seattle. And it's like, I've never seen that in my whole long life.
That's a really good one. There's a lot of really good ones. There's no... I don't know what it is, though. There's no, like modern rom-coms don't hit the way that 90s rom-coms did, and I don't know how or why, but...
Well, they barely make them anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, superhero movies have made it such that, like, there are whole genres that we used to get a lot of in the 90s that we don't get at all anymore.
Yeah.
Or if we do, they just go straight to streaming, like, sort of like sexual thrillers, rom-coms, like all of these huge genres, rated R comedies. We barely get any of these anymore.
I know that's true, and it's sad.
Yeah. It is sad
because that's mostly what I write.
Yeah. Well, you'll get a Hulu movie or something, and that'll be great.
Yeah. But I also think I also think like a rom-com set today with our current technology just doesn't. It just like takes the kind of like kookiness out of the foibles.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
mean, unless you write to that, I guess it's hard because, like, if someone was lying, you'd be like, "Well, I looked at your
I googled
Twitter,
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
I did your Google."
Or it's like, oh, like, you know, we ended up on the wrong train, so I just texted you that I was on the next train. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
or I just texted you like, come back from the airport. I like, let's just
I love
talk
you,
this out.
actually.
Yeah.
I am loving White Lotus season 2. I did tell Drusilla on the last episode that she needs to watch it because it's set in Italy and it's got all of those classic Italian film references. Living for the severe brunettes of season 2.
I know.
Like
They're
that
really
concierge woman. What is her name? Francesca or something?
You mean her? I feel like she's not concierge. Is she concierge? I feel like she's like supposed to be the hotel manager.
Hotel manager, whatever her job is. She's
God,
incredible.
What is her name? Is it
Something Italian.
She's incredible, but it is confusing because I'm like, why would a hotel manager be like at the desk? But I guess that's what they did last season too.
Yeah, with Murray Bartlett.
Yeah.
I mean, she's kind of everywhere.
She is. She's very everywhere she's very front facing for what seems to also be a managerial position. But
yeah,
that's TV.
Yeah. I love when Jennifer Coolidge is dressed up like Monica Vitti or whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, who am I? And then that woman goes, Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig. Yeah, that's so good. Sabrina Impacciatore is her name.
That's the actress's name.
Yeah, that's the actress's name. She's like, I want to like go look her up, like look up the rest of her stuff now. But
she's so glamorous.
Yeah, I mean, I also love Simona Tabasco, who plays. It's funny, I know the actors' names, but not their names, like the characters' names. She plays the sex worker.
Yeah,
she's like
yeah.
she's like. I'm just like so attracted to her energy. She just like is just so like cocky and confident in a really fun way. I just like it a lot.
She's great. And of course, Aubrey Plaza is fantastic.
I mean, so good. Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't expect this season. I guess, White Lotus season 1 was so much about class, race,
white privilege,
and like colonizing and all these what
to me feels like it's about masculinity.
Yeah, it's so much more about sex and gender. Yeah. Which I guess is interesting. It's nice that it's exploring some other social issue now, so it makes me wonder, like, because season 3 was also recently announced, so I wonder like what could be next,
Yeah, I can't wait.
Secretly, I was wondering if Mike White was going to make some kind of racial statement about Italian people, but
no, not Italian X.
Italian X. But like, yeah, it's interesting. But I think like to Australian audiences or Australian people like consider Italians like non-white or something, or just Mediterranean people in general.
I don't know what Australian people think. If you're Australian, hit us up. But in the States, it's wild to the degree that Italian Americans are obsessed with not being white. And it's like, you are one of us. Sorry, you don't get to decamp from whiteness. You're right up front with us. Which is not to suggest that like discrimination doesn't exist against Italian Americans. I'm sure it does, especially in New Jersey. They talk about it all the time on The Sopranos. But you're white. Sorry. You're not Italian X. Also, Italian X is so funny because, first of all, we don't say Latinx anymore anyway because people hate it and it's like colonizing their language. But Italian X doesn't work because there's no feminine and masculine version of the word Italian. So it's just completely unnecessary. Like it already is gender neutral. Ugh, I can't stand it.
I know. I think that term in general is like already like born out of parody. So it's like, I think
But it didn't start that way. I saw a woman say, like, she was talking about Italian American discrimination, and she said she used the term NIW, and then in parentheses wrote non-Italian woman to talk about somebody else. And I was like, you've got to stop. I mean, come on. It's too much. I saw this great movie with Michael Kennedy that I saw once when it came out in the early 90s. And this is a movie that's very much maligned. It has like 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I'm here to tell you that it fucking slaps. And it's 1992's Dr. Giggles, which is like such a great horror movie. It's not good exactly, but it's wild and it makes you gasp, and it has like really great death scenes, and it's really stylish. It takes a lot from like German expressionism and Alfred Hitchcock, and it's so funny and so good. And at some point, 10 minutes in, I turned to Michael and I was like, is this good? And he was like, I think it is. Because we both put it on like expecting it to be really bad, and it's not. It's super fun.
What is the premise?
So it's effectively a teen slasher movie, but this girl is about to go into surgery. It's like it's about to be summer break, and she's going to go into surgery. So she can't be scared or drink or anything like that because she has a heart defect and needs to get her heart replaced. But at the same time, from a nearby mental institution, Dr. Giggles escapes, who is from this town, and he is from this abandoned mansion that all the kids are scared of, where in the 50s, like 40 years ago, there was like a series of murders because his father, a surgeon, was trying to save his mother by stealing people's hearts or something. And he was the little boy who like escaped and went insane and is now escaped and is like killing people in this small town to like steal their hearts. And so you can imagine how his story and the young woman's story, played by Holly Combs of Charmed, intertwine. It's so stupid.
That is
so joyous. I loved it.
That's really funny.
And he's always doing puns. So he's like, is there a doctor in the house? Or like, take 2 of these and call me in the morning, while he like stabs someone in the eye with a syringe and just stupid stuff like that.
Just like,
I loved it.
Doctor one-liners for his kills.
Yeah, absolutely. Every one-liner that you can think of is in there. It's so funny.
That's really good.
Can't recommend it enough.
Cool.
While we are on the subject of horror films, let's get into it. So I asked you to do this one because this is a movie that is like one of the top 10 probably that you're going to think of, maybe top 5 if you're thinking about art house horror. It's contemporary, which means it's a movie that Drusilla is not especially interested in because she only likes movies from the 60s and 70s. But it's a movie that you and I both love. And the movie is from 2018, starring Toni Collette, directed by Ari Aster, Hereditary.
Come on, Peter. Let's just do it.
It's heartening to see so many strange new faces here today. I know my mom would be very touched and probably a little suspicious. My mother was a very secretive and private woman. It's Grandma. You know you were her favorite, right? Even when you were a little baby, she wouldn't let me feed you because she needed to feed you. She was a very difficult woman, which maybe explains me.
I recognize you from your mother.
What?
Sometimes I swear I can feel them in the room.
Oh my God, what's that?
She isn't gone.
She had private rituals, private friends.
So, we both love this movie. Give me your general thoughts upon rewatch.
My thoughts on rewatch were that it's such a really well-rounded, like beautifully constructed movie, and I guess I mean that kind of in all disciplines. Like the script feels extremely particular. Like every every set feels like so specific. Like like every character's voice is so specific. It's a complicated story, and one that's just like like the it's a complicated and abstract story that you kind of never tangentially like see played out, because, or at least the story of the mythology of King Paimon.
Who, by the way, is in our opening credits when she's like, "You are Payman."
But so it's like it's one of those movies where it's like I would argue you almost like have to watch it multiple times because it is such a different, to go in knowing everything that you kind of learned by the end of watch one. It's such a different watch.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it 3 times now, I think, and each time I'm sort of like, I don't know that this entirely makes sense in like a literal way.
Right.
Like it's giving you clues, but they're not really clues because they kind of don't add up in a satisfying way. This is not a criticism of the movie. It might be a compliment, in fact. I'm not sure. Because the first time I watched it, for sure, I was like, I don't know if that made any sense. Like the movie seems to think that it's like delivering me this like Rosemary's Baby reveal ending, which it kind of is, except the clues that lead up to it kind of don't actually lead there.
Right. Yeah, and there's like a few different there's like, I was kind of trying to track different symbology and different beats of this mythology, and I'm just like, it doesn't all track. I mean, the one I was looking at in particular was like the use of fire / I guess heat, like is what always puts Toni Collette's character, what's her name, Annie, like in and out of slumber. But it's like, it's never consistent as to like, it's never like, oh, the fire like puts her to sleep and then she like works for the devil or something. It sometimes pulls her out of sleep, or it's sometimes, but I don't think this is a criticism. I think it's nice that it is more a general motif rather than it is like something that feels very functional in a very specific way that would almost like cage in the script, I would say.
Yeah, and there's also, I mean, when you write a script, there's such a pressure from executives and producers and people like that to explain every little thing. And so I'm always relieved when directors don't, and some degree of mystery survives into the finished product. I will say, this time watching it, I love this movie very much, but this went from like a 5-star movie to a 4-star movie for me in this watch, because I sort of felt for the first time that the script is not very good, and that's not everything about the script. It's like he writes incredible dialogue, and the monologues are so good. Right. The performances are so. He's such an exceptional director, Ari Aster. I mean, it's so well directed. Everything is so considered, and he just nails every moment. But I did get the sense this time that like it's a little bit overstuffed with ideas, and so I don't necessarily disagree with what you're saying, but I did feel for the first time like, oh, you could cut this story point out and this would be a cleaner, clearer script. For example, what's the deal with her sleepwalking? Like, what does that mean? What does it add? It could just be lifted. It's like there's like to me it felt like there's a few extra elements that you could get rid of and it would be like a cleaner, simpler, probably better movie for me.
Yeah, I guess, on the topic of her sleepwalking, I mean, I think that adds a lot of, I think you can, mine a lot of kind of like horror scenes from that. Because like she'll do things when she sleepwalks, it feels as though like she is kind of it's unclear if she's doing this, you know, just because of herself, or if she's like maybe possessed, so that's why she's doing these things. But she seems to be interested in hurting her son when she sleepwalks or killing her son.
Yeah, it's like her subconscious body wants to
Right.
kill this demon or something.
Right,
but I wasn't sure if that was me bringing that to the movie or if it's actually there. Like if I was trying to imbue the movie with meaning that's not there. I'm not sure.
But I guess, like, it's one of those. It's also a thing that I'm really quick to forgive too, because I think similar to like some of these more like question mark devices that happened in Nope. You know, for example,
right.
I'm just like, these movies are pointedly about beings or existences or worlds even that like are extremely different and unfamiliar. And so it's like, if this movie wants to like lean into like, this is operating in a way that like a human existence cannot understand, I accept it and like gladly consume that, you know?
Me too. Yeah. So I feel conflicted about it. I totally agree with that. I guess I'll just do a quick synopsis, and we will be spoiling the crap out of this because let's be honest, like, what are you doing if you haven't seen Hereditary and listening to this podcast? And I always come up with these synopsises off the top of my head, which will make it probably bad and unsatisfactory. So you can jump in and help me if you need to. So Toni Collette plays Annie, a woman who is an artist who makes miniature rooms, like literally like dioramas, basically a diorama artist. Yeah. She lives in a beautiful house with her husband, Gabriel Byrne, and their 2 kids, Peter and Charlie. Charlie's a very disturbed young woman. This movie starts shortly after the death of Toni Collette's very secretive mother. And Charlie is behaving really weirdly. And then there's a tragedy where Charlie's head is lopped off, which we'll talk about, I'm sure. And then the teenage son starts to behave really strangely, and it feels like a malevolent force is trying to harm this family. Meanwhile, you have the incredible Anne Dowd, who enters Annie's life through means of a support group for grief, and they form a friendship that is very weird and puts Toni Collette directly in harm's way, ultimately. And yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, would you add anything or change anything?
Just, I mean, I guess, yeah. Well, I guess after Charlie's death, like, then the family kind of, I guess the important thing is just like this family, like, keeps, I mean, Toni Collette is constantly trying to kind of like put the family back together, I guess, emotionally. Meanwhile, like, it's clear that some otherworldly force is like literally trying to do the opposite, or you know, that's where it's after Charlie's death that like it actually feels like a horror movie, like something horrifying is like happening to this family or this house, or you know, wherever, whatever it might be. But
yeah. And Charlie's death for me is like the scariest part of the movie because it's so shocking and the fallout is so horrible. Like watching Toni Collette grieve her kid's death is truly awful. Yeah. This movie is A24, which of course comes with a whole lot of baggage. This has like a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes from audiences, but was like critically acclaimed, basically universally, which is always such a strange thing.
Yeah, that is interesting.
And when people complain about the idea of elevated horror, this is one of the movies that comes up. It feels like this movie and probably like The Witch and a couple of others helped start a new wave of like arty-farty horror films that are about grief. And I get the sense that people are pretty sick of those now. And I, myself included, like the tragedy backstory, I think is a little bit played out at this point. But this is like the kind of movie that people have a lot of resentment towards in the horror world because, I don't know, you just hear a lot of people who are like, I wish that horror movies were fun again these days. And Hereditary is like part of that, the reason why. I love this movie. I love all of these movies that are good.
Yeah, I love this movie. I think this movie is so I mean, we do have like it's not like there isn't fun horror movies being made. First of all,
Totally. Yeah.
like
And also,
Hereditary is a type of movie that is vastly in the minority of types of in the world of like horror.
I know, that's why this sort of anti-intellectualism in the horror world is really weird, because it's like these people will defend Halloween Ends like it's a developmentally disabled child or whatever. And then get mad at like a $1 million A24 movie as if it is like, as if that's the man, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like girl, go enjoy Smile.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Go on.
I don't know what I was going to say.
Well, I was commenting on when I was rewatching. I was like really noting that I was just like, actually, this movie has a very specific. The entire movie has a very specific aesthetic, and I think it's actually a bit like detrimental to it. Like it feels very twee, is what I was saying.
It's very 2010s.
Yeah, it feels like it's weird how it feels dated. It feels like this movie shopped at Anthropology, and it does.
It's very 2010s. I mean, it feels like Wes Anderson created a vibe for that decade that just got filtered down into everything we did or bought or any place we went. And this movie lives very firmly in that. I will say, it's done on purpose because Annie has the most twee job in the entire world, which is that she builds dioramas of art as art.
Which is weird because her character does not feel twee.
No, the opposite.
But her art does.
It does. But these dioramas are of like sad moments in her life, like her mother dying, or she actually ends up building a diorama of her daughter's head being lopped off by the telephone pole, which is so fucked up, but also I don't think it felt twee in 2018 when this came out, because what I've noticed is that like building miniature rooms has become such a huge trend since pandemic. Like I see my girlfriends who are in their 30s and 40s doing this a lot on Instagram, and it seems to have come out of nowhere. But I don't think it was like that in 2018 so much.
Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't seen that, but I remember when I used to live in Baltimore, there's this whole section of dioramas just like what Annie makes, but like they're like really old, and they're like of like old like monarchs, like castles and stuff like that. But there's a huge section of them at the Baltimore Museum of Art. But otherwise, I'm just like, I don't see like. I remember watching this movie and being like, oh, this is actually like a really interesting like outlet for a sculpture artist to take like these just very. I mean, you brought up the one of the accident where Charlie's head comes off, and her character Annie's character just says like, what does she say? It's like, I don't remember the word she uses, but she says it's like a devoid of emotion. What's this word I'm looking for? She's just doing this like frank survey of.
Oh, it's neutral.
Yeah, it's like a neutral take.
Yeah, neutral take.
A neutral look of the accident, and it's like it is actually a really interesting thing to like do something so kind of neutral and because also you like I don't know, it works in two ways. Like I guess like a model or a diorama. Often you'll see those in planning of like a building or a city or something, but then
or like set design.
Yeah, but then it also doubles as kind of like this dollhouse kind of look slash metaphor, I guess. I mean, the whole movie is shot like a dollhouse too. So.
Well, it is a dollhouse because they actually filmed everything inside of their house was on a soundstage specifically to make it feel like a dollhouse. That was the intention, and it does, and that's the tweeness that you're reacting to.
Yeah, I mean,
which I quite like.
The first two shots, or the first shot and then the last shot are both like taking what like the first shot looks like you're zooming in on this dollhouse, and then it turns into the live action Peter's bedroom.
Yeah.
And then the last shot is pulling out of the treehouse, and then it turns into the doll treehouse.
Yeah. The last shot is so good.
I mean, the last scene is so incredible.
Yeah, it's so good. Well, we talked about the accident. So Peter, the teenage boy, is driving his sister to a hospital because she's had peanuts at a party, which she's allergic to. And she has her head out the walnuts. Thank you for that correction. She has her head out the window because she can't breathe, and he runs into her head into a telephone pole. It is so shocking.
Yeah.
And then he is in shock. So he just drives home and doesn't say anything and goes to bed. So his poor mom finds the body in the car the next morning.
I will say I love the decision to have Peter like in shock. You don't even like get a sound much out of him when it happens.
Yeah.
And then he drives home and he doesn't say anything. He like, I don't know. I just thought it was like really
it felt very real to me. Like I can believe doing that.
Absolutely. Like and just even watching that slow walk from the car into the house, like,
yeah,
like felt so like deeply uncomfortable to watch, but also like really like, I guess comforting in a way, because part of me was like, I think I would probably do something similar. And it's like, it's nice to see that. I mean, this is all fictional, but it's nice to see a character do that too, you know, like just be in such shock.
And the choice of Toni Collette's reveal is so interesting too, and I think more effective because you don't follow her discovering the body. You're on him in bed, awake and still in shock, and you just hear her going out of the house and being like, "Be back in 20" or whatever, and getting into opening the car door, discovering the body, screaming, and that's all off screen, and it's just horrifying. Yeah. This is like maybe one of the most shocking scenes in a horror film, probably. I mean, it floored me when I saw this movie. Really floored
absolutely.
me.
I mean, and then it doesn't let up. When the next day it like brings you to the shot of her head covered in ants. Like, yeah, it's like that could have been plenty, but Ari Aster was like, no, I have another horrifying shot for you.
And then her screaming, "I want to die, it's too much." It's just like, oof, that's a hard sequence to get through. Yeah. And such a bold choice to like kill a little girl. It's like, I don't know if she's autistic or what, but she's definitely got something going on. I noticed for the first time ever that the telephone pole that kills her has the cult symbol on it.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, so I was going to bring up, the reason he hits the telephone pole is because he's driving fast, and then he swerves because a deer is in the middle of the road. And this kind of goes back to these like these motifs that aren't necessarily like tidy throughout the script, but like we have this deer coming in and at that scene, and then earlier in the script there's like this bird, I don't know, some kind of black bird. Maybe it's a blackbird. Just like going straight, apparently for Charlie while she's in school, but then the bird hits the window and falls into the bushes dead. And so it almost seems like, I guess I'm trying to think if there's like another use of an animal in this movie that I'm not thinking of, but it seems like these animals are kind of like somehow, I mean, there was this supernatural.
It all feels in service of the cult and of it implies that the cult arranged Charlie's death so that Payman could have Peter's body instead. Because it does say that he wants a male body. That's the reveal, is that Payman needs a body, one of the kings of hell. And so the cult has been quietly arranging this since before the children were even born. I love all of the cult stuff. It's like my favorite subgenre of horror films is secret cults, secret witches. I like that. To me is like mwah, mwah, mwah.
How do you feel about the scene of Toni Collette like going through the boxes and looking at the like cult? You don't, but I guess I wonder, does that not feel like a played out trope to you?
That trope could be in Abbott Elementary. That trope could be in Bob's Burgers. I want that trope everywhere I look. I want that trope because there's not that much of it in the world. There's a lot of it in this movie. And I fucking love it. There's a scene in the 70s movie I love called Race with the Devil where the two women go to a public library to research witchcraft. And it's like my favorite montage of all time. Or like in Rosemary's Baby when she's reading the witchcraft books and you're following her finger across the text. Ugh, love it, love it. Mwah, mwah. It's like food. I can't get enough of it. Loved every second of it. I love a microfiche research segment, which we get so little of these days. Love it.
Yeah. There's also, I feel like a similar kind of montage happens in The Ring.
Yes. Yeah. That's my Seattle movie, not Sleepless in Seattle, but The Ring.
that's my Seattle rom-com.
So I'm Southern and I grew up partially evangelical with lots of evangelicals around me. And so the first time I saw this, the scene where she runs into Joan, played by Ann Dowdigan, in the parking lot, and Joan is like laughing and giddy, even though her child has died, because something has happened to her and she's like had a revelation. That I was like, Toni Collette, you're in danger. Get into your car. Leave this Michael's parking lot ASAP. Because I have seen that and realized this is exactly how someone behaves whenever they're quote unquote saved or found Jesus. And I was like, this bitch has lost it. Like, get out of there. And sure enough, Joan is nefarious. She takes Annie to her apartment and shows her how to contact her dead child, and which convinces Annie that she's now a medium and she has the secret to communicating with Charlie, from which point she goes fully insane for the rest of the movie. But
you know what's interesting is I wonder, so what do you take of Ann Dowd's story? Like, is her story, do you think that she is like a regular person who has joined this cult and feels like it serves her? Like, does she really have this dead son?
I don't think any of that stuff, I don't think any of her backstory was real. I think she is a long-term member of this cult, because we see those photos of her with Toni Collette's mother in the distant past. I think this was all to get at Annie and her family, which is so ick.
Yeah, there is a small clue where, because Ann Dowd is like, I don't remember her son's name, but
the grandson's name is Louis. I don't know what the son, apparently her son and her grandchild
maybe
died.
It was Louis. Yeah, Louis, you're right. Louis's kind of communication device, or like the link. She's like, you need a link with one of their personal objects. And Louis was a chalkboard, but like she was at the art store buying the chalkboard. Like, that's what she's putting into her car.
Is it really? I didn't notice that.
So I'm like, I was just like, what? But I mean, like,
so funny.
I know, it is funny. It's almost like not like, but also she went to the art store literally to intercept Annie. So it's not like she should have. Why would she be doing that? I don't know.
It's so funny. Also, I mean, one of the clues in this movie is that when she gets to Joan's apartment, Joan has this really fucking ugly doormat. And Annie's like, oh, my mother used to make doormats just like
that. As if everybody makes these ugly embroidered doormats, which would take forever unless you have an embroidery machine. Which, like, I didn't see an embroidery machine. I don't know. But, like, those would take forever. Those are also so specific. Like, for Annie to not be like,
Totally.
I think
I
my
mean,
mom made your doormat.
if you know anybody who makes ugly art, and we all know somebody, if you see that art out in the wild, you would be like, that could only be Michelle or whatever.
But
that
the thing is,
person's name
the thing is, it could have just been like Ann Dowd's character could have just been like, oh yeah, like I got it from an artist at like a flea market or something, or like a holiday market, and it's like just like the way that she just like was like, it looks like my mother's, but must not be.
Yeah.
Must
in
be
a small
another,
town in Utah.
Yeah, must be another Utah-based embroidery doormat artist.
Yeah. I felt like there's a moment where her link with Charlie is a notebook, I guess. Similarly, she's just like, I don't know that was Charlie's notebook. It seems like she just bought it at Michael's on that same trip. Everyone goes to Michael's for their spiritual link. So anyways, Charlie starts communicating through this notebook, and at some point she tries to burn it, but then her arm catches on fire, which makes it clear that she may not do that. So then she tries to get Gabriel burned to do it, but he won't. So she throws it in the fire, and then he burns to death. So it's like, what are the rules here? And again, I know I'm contradicting myself because we said that we sort of like that it doesn't make exact sense, but it just feels a little messy to me.
I mean, I guess the rule then is just like whomever threw it in the fire gets.
But that's not what happens, because he burns to death after she throws it in.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So that's out the window. And then she starts floating around and hiding in the crooks of the ceilings. Like
that's because him burning to death, then the flame of him burning to death then sends her back into her sleepwalk paralysis, where she's like somewhat, to some degree, being possessed, which is when she gets murderous.
Yeah.
But it seems like now it's no longer murderous towards Peter, and now it's like...
Well, now it seems like she's trying to facilitate this all happening sometimes. So it feels like it's maybe payment or something.
Right, like she's possessed, and like she just needs to kill herself so that Peter's the last one standing.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
And then Peter gets home from school, and of course the house is full of naked cult members, and his mom is sawing her own head off with a piano wire, and then we find out that he is the rebirth of Payman in the treehouse. Do you think that he is Payman at the end? It's unclear from his face. It's so
interesting, and I was looking at this performance very particularly in this watch, because in that last scene, it almost feels like, I would argue that last scene feels like it's Peter realizing, it's Peter looking around him and seeing this all in shock and awe for the first time, but also in this kind of callous, like, I've already been through so much, so like nothing else is gonna like really scare the shit out of me anymore.
Yeah.
But it does feel like it's Peter realizing what he's now in, as opposed to someone else in
King
Peter's
Payman
body.
Of hell. Right. Yeah, this is not one of those movies like Rosemary's Baby. You were like, are they just being paranoid, or is this not really happening?
Right.
Like, no, this is definitely happening. But it did feel to me like, oh, that's still Peter at the end.
Yes,
he's
it
just
does.
horrified.
Which is a really interesting like choice, and also probably a really hard thing to like convince us of as an actor. But like, it really, I mean, if that's the intent, it comes off very clear to me. But I think what's unclear is just like why or how. But again, I don't necessarily need that clarified. But yeah, it's interesting because it does then feel like now it's like this average high schooler Peter now has no choice but to just be this underworld king now.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like, well, I guess this is where we're going.
In a lot of ways, it feels to me like this movie is in conversation with Rosemary's Baby, which is my favorite movie.
Yeah.
It has like a very similar structure, a very similar ending. Yeah, I just think, or, you know, there is like a lineage, I guess, in all art forms. And I just wondered to what degree Ari Aster knows that or planned that or is aware of that, or if it's just random.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I mean, what do you think of the title of this movie?
So that's another thing. I'm not sure about it because, again, it seems to imply that we're going to get a movie about inherited mental illness, which is not at all what we're getting. And the movie doesn't even seem to be like, I mean, a little bit it does. It doesn't seem to be interested in that question, actually.
Right. Yeah, and it is interesting. I mean, it's about it, like the hereditary part of it feels like it's only referencing like I guess it's like, what's being passed down is like this one kind of, I don't know, let's call it a soul going through these different host bodies.
It's really more about like a family secret than it is inherited mental illness, because it implies her mother tried to do this she says that her brother hung himself at 16 and he was a schizophrenic, and he accused his mother of trying to put demons in his body. So we know that Toni Collette's mother also tried to do this to her brother when she was young. So this cult has been at this for a long time. And then she was estranged from her mother for many years until she had her daughter Charlie. So she didn't get the chance to start on Peter when he was young. So it is about this like dark family secret, but that's not the same as being about like inherited mental illness.
Right.
I don't know. It's a great title for a movie, and I don't mind it for this movie.
Yeah.
It just implies something that you don't get, I think.
It is interesting, yeah, because it feels like it's really harping on a theme that feels like it's maybe on the back burner in this script.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like there's other themes that are like much more present.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, I don't know. I think it'd be called The Devil's Dollhouse.
I love that title. That's the like Christopher Pike version of R.L. Stein.
Yeah.
I love it.
Dollhouse for the devil.
That's what these this is the future anti-intellectual horror fans want.
Well, no. A very 2022 title. Well, actually, Hereditary works because it's a single word. But it would be even more boring. It would just be called like House.
Yeah.
I think.
Anyway, we love this movie, but we're going to pivot to our favorite game, the game where we speculate wildly whether notable figures have seen this movie or not. I'll go first. This is just off the top of my head. So the other director working in this space at this time is the director of The Witch and the Lighthouse, Robert Eggers. Do you think Robert Eggers saw Hereditary? Also my celebrity crush.
I think yes, because I think it feels. I think yes. I think there's like enough buzz. Like I think it was like a big enough movie and like a kind of conceptual enough movie that he would appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think not only just watch it, but appreciate it, you know?
Yeah, I think so too. Who do you got for me?
Do you think recent LA mayoral candidate loser Rick Caruso has seen?
I love the title, mayoral candidate loser Rick Caruso. I think yes, actually, but I think he didn't.
He gets free tickets at the Grove.
Yeah, totally. The AMC at the Grove. I think he's one of these losers who would have given it like. Who's part of the 20% on Rotten Tomatoes, who's like, I didn't like that. It was so boring.
Yeah.
Like, he sucks.
Yeah, I think he did not like it.
Karen Bass loves Hereditary.
Karen Bass loves it. She was moved. She cries.
Yeah.
She dipped her toes into making dollhouses.
Yeah. I love the idea that Karen Bass is now making like miniatures of LA landmarks like the Griffith Observatory. She just loves LA.
Yeah.
Great mayor, loves LA.
She makes a miniature of the Grove and then she like lights it on fire.
Yeah. She has like Godzilla come by and crush it.
Who else?
So Toni Collette plays a mom in this. So I was thinking of my favorite TV moms of history. And this one is somebody who we don't like anymore for reasons that we don't need to go into, but it just came up in my head. Do you think Roseanne Barr saw Hereditary? Mentally ill comedian and TV mom Roseanne Barr. It's hard to imagine her in a movie theater watching this. Like Roseanne Barr going to ArcLight Hollywood.
Well, wait, this movie was 2018?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to say no. I think no. I think she just like I feel like for at least 5 years now, it's just like she's no longer like in consumption mode.
Yeah, she's watching like
no
InfoWars.
Any more culture. Yeah.
She's watching InfoWars in a bunker on her like macadamia ranch or wherever she lives.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone else?
I want to think of someone else. Let's see. Who else? Okay, well, do you think that the last time I was on, we talked about Don't Look Now.
Yes, look it up. It's a great episode, everyone.
So do you think Donald Sutherland has seen this movie?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like he saw it at ArcLight Hollywood or someplace like that. I feel like he would like it. He's a very sophisticated person. This movie isn't, as we mentioned, we talked about Rosemary's Baby, which is a 60s movie, actually. But this movie is like, and all of the art house movies of the 2010s are like in direct conversation with the 70s.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's the star of all those movies. So he must have seen this. Also, I just put together that I said that this was in conversation with Rosemary's Baby, and his movie Midsummer is like totally in conversation with the 70s art house movie The Wicker Man. So I feel like Ari Aster is like, he must be very plugged into those movies.
Yeah. Do you think, I have a good one.
Yeah.
I really want to hear what your thought is on this. Do you think Taylor Swift has seen Hereditary?
Ooh, boy, you're going to get me in trouble. So listeners don't know this because I try to avoid this topic, but my close friends know that I detest Taylor Swift more than anything. I think she's a pumpkin spice latte as a human. I could not design a less interesting, more boring woman if I tried. And no, I do not think that she's seen Hereditary. I don't think she likes scary movies because I think she's that boring.
I think maybe you're right. I asked because I do think the aesthetic she would love.
Well, because she's twee as fuck.
Yeah, she is. I think she would love that King Payman skin crown.
Yeah, totally.
The gays love that crown.
That crown has the energy of like... Do you remember the period where straight people were, and basic gay people too, I won't dismiss us from this conversation, were wearing onesies all the time? Like it was like...
yeah.
Like it was quirky and like, let's all wear onesies today. It's like, it has that energy to me.
There were rompers and romp hymns.
Yeah. And poor Basquiat, who was such a great artist.
Basquiat.
He had no idea that boring people were going to take his crown iconography
I know.
To such pits of despair.
There are so many. I see a lot of people with the Basquiat crown tattooed on them too, which I just wonder.
It's always like a white man who works in tech. It's like got a Jean-Michel Basquiat tattoo. Like
I know poor Basquiat and poor Keith Haring feel like these two like pioneering queer artists who like their work like was just like made into like recently made into like this just capitalist like well of new products. Like,
Yeah. Well,
clothes.
small correction. Basquiat was not queer.
Oh,
He actually dated Madonna. Yeah.
Oh, that's queer.
Yeah. But Keith Haring was super gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it. If you liked this, please rate it on wherever you listen to podcasts. And Christian, where can people find you?
You can find me on, I don't know, who knows if I'll
Twitter,
how long we're gonna
Instagram,
keep
places
Twitter.
like that. Who
I know,
cares?
but who knows how long these places are gonna last? But my handle is at CHR Tucci, TUCCI.
Which my phone calls Kentucky.
Kentucky.
When my voice on my phone is on, it's like, you have a notification from Kentucky.
Yeah, thankfully with the rise of Stanley Tucci, people know how to say my name now, but they didn't used to.
Siri does.
Anyway, I'm on Twitter and Instagram for now, so
Okay.
enjoy.
And I'm at Joshua Conkle on Twitter and Instagram and Letterboxd. Yeah, Drusilla will be next. Drusilla will be back next week. Thank you so much for listening, and bye-bye.
Bye.